This is just comments on my ride that I did this morning on my electric step-through e-bike. I went to Old Rosedale Gardens, now called Rosedale Garden Historic District. Rosedale Gardens was platted, designed by the Sheldon Land Company in the 1920s, with the first house being Harshaw House, built in 1925. I hope I pronounced that house right. Sheldon Land Company modeled the development after Rosedale Park, located in Detroit. 61 houses were built in 1926, a long time ago. This right here is used to be Rosedale Gardens. That was built in 1928, I believe. No longer there, but they built some big houses there. Anyways, back to it. By 1929, there were 121 homes built, plus a small grocery store that was built in 26, and Rosedale Park Presbyterian Church, which was built in, let's see, where was it built in? 1928. This is like the second or third time I did this video on Rosedale Gardens. The first time I didn't like it because it didn't have an ND filter. The second time I used an ND filter, but for some reason ND filters and stabilization, which DJI action camera calls Rocksteady, doesn't work. It gets real bumpy. It's like not even having stabilization. So I put back the original lens, clear lens, and decided to do it again today on a Sunday morning. Let's see, anything else? Oh, by 1948, there was 420 houses built, and additional lots were platted, which means designed, developed, and homes built through into the 1960s. And I believe I read that there are 8 streets of the original Rosedale Gardens. The streets are awful narrow, as you can see. So I wanted to ride on the street, but I had to be careful of the cars. And I would like to have gone slower, but I didn't want cars to come up on me too quickly. Hey, a little squirrel. These houses are nice. These houses started off being built, when they first were built, they were wood. And then I think the Depression happened, and they which is strange, is they decided to brick the houses during that time. Not strange, but because of the Depression. There's all sizes and shapes of houses. That's why I like compared to the state streets. And plus, they have character. I mean, they're not cookie cutter like the state streets houses are. Don't get me wrong, though. I do like this DJI action camera, and it's about half the price of a GoPro 9. Although it's been out in the market for about 2 years now, so it's getting a little long in the tooth. And I don't know if DJI discontinued these action cameras, or they usually have 2-year cycles on their products, and they should be coming out with a newer version. Not that I really care. This one suits my bill. Suits me, I should say. This is West Chicago. And I believe the houses on the right are still considered part of Rosedale Gardens. I could be wrong on that, though. They look like they might have been built later on, like in the late 50s, early 60s. It's like a gingerbread house. A lot of American flags being flown. Another nice thing about this neighborhood is that nice and shady, because the trees have been growing there for ages. Well, they started building in the 1920s. Although it's not very good for video. I guess the only true way to really see the whole picture would be to walk. This car was backing up. I had slowed down. I was hoping it would move before it did. Before I got there, it did. But I think the car was waiting for me to see what I was going to do. Coming up on Plymouth Road, making my U-turn. One thing I noticed about this camera, though, it seems not focus is quick. Of course, I'm used to my Sony cameras. There's like a 1 or 2 second delay in focusing. Maybe a 1 second delay. I think 2 seconds would be really noticeable. All different size houses. Big, small, medium. A lot of these houses that have been added on and renovated out throughout the years. Of course, these houses are getting close to 100 years old. I should say some of these houses are. And one thing I noticed is there used to be a lot of rocks. Well, I guess there are a few rocks around the side of the street, which I kind of find strange, because during the winter time that must be a pain in the neck for the snow plows. Coming up again to West Chicago. I don't know if I already mentioned it, but I think there's 8 streets in the Old Rosedale Gardens section. Those houses almost look like apartments in a way. They're not, though. Although I think one is a group home. I personally like the smaller houses. I really didn't really need an ND filter anyways today. Well, I can't really use it if I want to have stabilization. And the e-bike doesn't have this e-bike has no suspension to it, so any bump I go over, I feel it, and of course the camera does too. But it does a pretty good job stabilizing the video, even though it is kind of a hack. But I guess that's what they had to do. I guess GoPros and other action cameras do the same thing if you put an ND filter on. This is a little washed out, but it's a little bit more sunnier. We get another U-turn. A restaurant on the right, restaurant on the left. That one used to be the Clock, I believe. I can't remember ever being to the Clock restaurant. Now it's called Seiya Sushi. I don't pronounce that right. I have a hard enough time with English sometimes. You can tell a lot of these houses were modified, added on, and renovated throughout the years. Of course, that's what you probably can consider preventative maintenance, or just maintenance. Another nice thing about these houses is they're not as close as to each other like they are in the state streets. It looks like I'm getting really close to the cars, but I'm staying pretty far away from them in case somebody opens the door. I could probably slow down this video, but if I slow down the video, it'll make it even longer. And I want to speed it up because it looks stupid. Sorry, I don't know the name of the streets. I know where I'm going, but don't know the name of the streets. Other than West Chicago, the other way, and Plymouth Road coming up. And one of the cross streets is Elmira, the very first one before Plymouth Road. Orange Lawn, that one is. No, I guess that the next street has to be Elmira then. I think. I like that house on the right there. They're all nice houses. I like that house there too. That's kind of a nice, cute, small one. There's a roundhouse in here too. I call it a roundhouse, but not your typical shape of house. I don't know if we'll see it, or if I saw it. I think it might be on this. We'll find out. I don't think it was. Yeah, it might be the next street over, or I might have already passed it up. Yeah, I stopped here because I thought there was a car coming, but he ends up turning right on the street in front of me. Yep, there he is. Nice bicycle ride on a early Sunday morning. It was between 9 and 10 o'clock. July 18th, 2021. Coming up once again to West Chicago. I don't know how many more streets I go down. We had to stop. Car coming. Yeah, there's one more street after this. Yeah, I like to get the camera more to the side. But my stupid arm gets in the way. There are a lot of nice houses. I tell you what, anybody who's on, if a house that becomes for sale in this neighborhood and you're looking for a house, this is the place to buy if you can afford it. Although I don't think I see any for sale signs. Of course, I really wasn't looking. And coming up the Plymouth Road. I think that's a VFW hall, but I'm not too sure. Sure looks like I'm going fast, but I'm only going about 13 to 15 miles per hour at the max. This is shot in 4K at 30 frames per second. I was shooting at 60 frames per second in 4K, but it kind of looked a little fake. Not fake, but a little too realistic. This has more like a film look to it. Plus I get a little bit of smaller size, I think. File size, I mean. Ah, there's a for sale sign, I think. Come up to West Chicago once again, and I believe this is the last street coming up. That's Merriman Road. That was ahead of us. A couple of these houses kind of look like the houses that are in what we call it, state streets. A little bit. There ain't too many of them though. It would be really nice to be able to do this when there's no cars in the street, but that'll never happen. The only reason I say that is even during a work week, if the cars are not parked in the street, there's usually somebody cutting grass or doing some kind of repairs on a house or what have you, moving truck. And people don't work at all at the same time either. There's a bank on the right and John Upholstery on the left. Yep. Man, I must have passed that house. Although that might be on the right, you can't really see it too well. Oh, about 10 or 15 years ago, I can't remember exactly when, but Livonia took all the stop signs out and put yield signs in. Sorry about the back and forth motion on the bike, but there's nothing I can do about it. I tried. Though it is stabilized, trust me, there's bumps I go over that if I didn't have the stabilization called Rocksteady activated, you would see the video jumping up and down like crazy. And I'm going back home. I went down a sidewalk for some reason. I don't know why I did it. Oh, I know. Try to get more of the other side of the street. Two squirrels chasing each other right in front of me. coming up, the sidewalk goes around these two trees. You can tell which came first, the tree or the sidewalk. Here's one. And here's the other one. You can't see it, but on the left used to be Whitman Junior High School that I went to. They closed it down, tore it down. Now it's just a volleyball court and a bike path. And I think they got some exercise equipment, not equipment, devices. I don't know. It's kind of strange. This is Rosedale Presbyterian Church that was built in 1928, I believe I said. Rosedale Garden Presbyterian Church. On your left is Mize Park. I think it's called Mize. I know it starts with an M. And that is the end of the video. On the left-hand side is the state streets. I think that's Vermont. I could be wrong.